Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Knock and Talk podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Sanchi, and I'm your only host for today. Professor D is not with us. Those are the knocks. Today we have Allison Bergers in the studio again.
How it do, baby?
No comment. No comment. All right, so what would you like to talk about today?
I was fiending in my car driving home the last 2 days, and I was thinking about like the human race and how intelligence has come a very long way. Because, like, if you think about it from like an evolutionary standpoint, like we talk about like the human mind being like superior to so many more animals, that us just having intelligence is like, such a big step for like evolution stuff, right? Like, would you agree?
Yeah, the ability to we have like a heightened ability for problem solving or like group teamwork, stuff like that. Yeah.
And like we have like the natural examples of like gorillas, dolphins, like chimpanzees and stuff like that. And we're like, oh, these are smart animals, and because they're smart, they're able to survive more. But like, if you think about it, the basis for human survival nowadays, like the bar has been exponentially lowered because of our intelligence to find probably the easiest way for oneself to survive. Because I remember there was this anecdote of these two guys. They like were neighbors. They lived like in about the same type of household, and what ended up happening was one neighbor noticed the other neighbor wasn't all that smart, like in a conversation. Like he couldn't keep up a conversation. Meanwhile, that neighbor who was talking about his neighbor is, he's like able to talk about many things, like, vague topics, but like generally keep up with almost anyone. But the neighbor, the one thing he knew how to talk about and talk about really well was fucking rocks. Like he could pick up any rock off the floor and be like, oh, granite, limestone,
and tell you everything about it.
Tell you everything about it, all the properties, the chemical, the melting point, heating point, breaking point.
That's insane.
But he couldn't talk about anything else. But the thing is, they both lived in this really expensive neighborhood, like millionaire houses, and the neighbor who wasn't about the rocks, who could talk about anything. He was like an owner of some company, had like some trust fund behind him, and he went up to the neighbor with the rocks and asked like, "What do you do that you could afford all of this?" And I was like, "I'm the world's leading rock specialist." Like he knew everything about rocks. Like you needed to find like how to sculpt something, what to make a foundation of. He was like the go-to guy. Like he was the Albert Einstein of rocks. So like in a way, the story was meant to tell you how you could be good at a lot of different things, or you could choose to be good at one thing, be the best in the field, and your success could come that way. Like, it's like a choice of how you want to live nowadays. Like, you could be a completely specialized, like, operation of intelligence that you only care about, only applies to you and your customers and, like, your audience. Like, you get what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, which one would you rather be?
Like...
Because personally, I would rather be the jack of all trades type. Because I like accumulating all knowledge from a lot of different places.
For me, I think... For me, it would probably be definitely a mix of both, because of like all of like the like subjects of all academics and everything, I know done and through. I'm a science guy. Specifically biology, like I could go on and on just reading textbooks about that stuff, but that's just for work. Like I have to do something biology based for work, or else I'm gonna be miserable. But in day-to-day life, I tend to like to know how to do lots of different things. Like
I know you know how to fish, right?
I know how to fish. I know how to sail. I know how to drive a car. I've been kayak, parasail, drive a boat. Sailing and driving a boat are different things. I know how to hike, start a fire, like all of these things. Like I was at my girlfriend's beach house, and they were trying to make some lemonade, and I saw them making the lemonade, and they were squeezing the lemons. They were just taking them from the fridge, putting it into the thing, squeezing it. I was like, what are you doing? That's not how you're not supposed to do it. Because I had somehow, I don't even remember where from, I had learned that if you roll and massage your lemons and limes before you press them, you get more juice out of it. So there I am, sharing that info that you have to like roll out those limes and lemons to make the lemonade, and they ended up with a bunch more lemonade than they would have had just squeezing those lemons.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So like, I like how humans have
I'm just thinking about I'm the world's leading rock specialist.
Yeah, bro, like it's insanity because like think about
that's plausible. It's like
no, it is because nowadays like think about like I don't know, even like I don't know, let's say 40 years ago. 40 years isn't that long of a time, right?
Yeah.
Like it's still modern times. If you wanted to like say you knew how to make a really good sticker, like a bomb sticker, you couldn't make a living out of that. Nowadays, you go online, you look up stickers, there's entire websites, $1 for a sticker, and the amount of people that buy them, use them, you can make an entire living off of it, just simply like that. Or even not even owning that website, but just giving them designs for a sticker, you could make
true.
a royalty off of that. So like, I like how human intelligence has sprouted from just like taking tools and like advancing to taking like civilization and sprouting out into different faucets where you could essentially take care of yourself as long as you know what to do with your intelligence.
Yeah. In many places around the world, not everywhere, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. In the modern age.
And Albert Einstein, if you tell a fish to climb a tree, it's going to spend its entire life thinking it's stupid.
Oh.
Like.
Yeah, it's a good quote.
If the fish knows how to swim, it becomes an Olympic swimmer, not a tree climber. You give tree climbing to a monkey, not a fish.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is what I was going to say. I don't know if I just said this, but specialization, right? That leads us to be more specialized when we don't have to do meaningless labor or whatever, right? With automation and things like that. That's another key thing when we're talking about anarchism, because we brought that up before the podcast just a little bit. But one of the key ideas there is that without a lot of the meaningless work, because, well, all right, we're not going to go off on the big tangent here, but just basically, in an anarchist system, the idea is to have a lot more leisure time than the leisure time we have now, because there would be a lot less kind of jobs, because a lot of things like advertising, for example, that wouldn't need to exist. So like a lot of industries wouldn't exist, so there's a lot more time when you spread out the work, like how it would be. Oh, so that would lead to a lot more leisure time, and then people can follow their
like their own hobbies, whatever they want to do,
whatever their position.
And that in turn could become something that they could rely on.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, I see where you're coming from, but I feel like in that case, like those industries which are lost, like your anarchism and everything, those are actually a decent amount of jobs. Like advertising, it's a huge industry.
That's why we're gonna have a lot more people in the workforce then that are available.
I understand, but it's also like
necessary jobs.
It's also a pivotal thing nowadays to our society, because there's a lot of things that we enjoy and know and like that wouldn't be possible had it not been for like advertising, or advertising helps sponsor things that we need.
Exactly. In the system, that's why I'm saying it's so important here. And there are many other industries you could point out that are like that, but in a different system they wouldn't be, right? So
but unfortunately we live in the system where they are important.
Yeah, right now, yes.
But like that's just talking about like a person's intelligence.
Oh yeah, going back.
Yeah.
Wait, I pulled up the different types here, because obviously IQ is just one kind of facet.
Yeah, we're not even. I'm not even talking about things like IQ. Like you could be as smart as you want, but there's.
Well, IQ is not just. It's not smarts, right? Because what I'm saying is smarts is.
Yeah,
IQ would be like pattern recognition and like learning.
It's more of your ability to use your brain to solve a problem.
Yeah.
And work around and find a solution. Not just like, oh, I know all of this and all of this. It's like you taking your brain and adapting to your scenario.
Yeah.
But nowadays, there are a lot of people that thrive off of the, like, let's say, the uncommon, like, streets of intelligence. Like, for example, one which I was exposed to because my family had to go through therapy and my older sibling as well, was emotional intelligence. The ability to, like, talk to someone, understand what they're feeling, and speak exactly in a way where that person won't get upset, angry, whatever, and everything will go smoothly between two people interacting.
Yeah, that looks like intrapersonal.
Yes, essentially. But
wait, hold on. Interpersonal or intrapersonal? I think intra is between different people, right? So what's inter? Okay, it's either intrapersonal or interpersonal. Because I think interpersonal would be one person and themselves. Inter, like in one. But then intra would be in between multiple.
Intrapersonal is self.
Yeah.
Interpersonal is between others.
No, I think it's the other
Because
way.
if you think about it, international countries. Different countries.
Okay.
So it's like one person to another, like one country to another.
The jury's
country.
out on this one.
All right, I guess so. But
either way.
Either
way, yes. That becomes prominent.
And there's things like public speakers. If you're able to hold yourself in a way, like linguistic
and verbal,
yeah. And then artistic. But nowadays, artistic intelligence has taken even more avenues than it used to be. Artistic used to be like, okay, you paint, that's art. Now it's turned into, okay, you are an artist if you paint, if you sing, if you dance, if you act.
Yes.
And there's even some like sport arts.
What is that?
It's like performing for sport.
I've never seen that before.
It's I'm not entirely sure on this, but I remember I was watching different types of martial arts and stuff, and the Chinese, they have a form of kung fu which turned into a competitive sport, but essentially it's just a display of a bunch of different techniques.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Like, like those like they used to be like meme videos like 5 years ago where like it's some lady with a spear going and yelling like and like doing it super fast.
Yeah, okay.
Like that's actually now a competitive thing in China.
Yeah, we could think about you guys think about competitions like if they have an art award.
Yeah.
That's like a sport.
It's like for best performance in the sport.
Yeah.
Like and some might even go as far to say that now there is art and science, even the art of science.
It drips everywhere. Because in science, people write papers. They have to write what their ideas are, their findings, and then the way you describe that, how convincing you can be, whatever.
Because
like how you can show your evidence.
Being a first-year biology student, we were given a handbook on how to write. Because yes, you could be the best scientist in the world, but if you're not able to transcribe your ideas, and like put it down into a way that, like, let's say you can't even understand, because you're not a biology major, you don't know what like these different things are, like different types of bacteria, different functions of animals, like intestinal lining, how it works, surface area, metabolic reactions. If I can't get the point across to you, all my work is lost.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. That's a good point. Because, you have too many jargon. I mean, you have too much jargon, too many assumptions that you think they'll understand, but you don't. They don't. So that's definitely a type of intelligence right there. It bleeds to everything. Like, even in sports, you could be artistic in the way you have a certain flair or whatever. Yeah. If somebody has a certain technique or move,
you probably don't know him, but have you ever heard of Ocho Cinco?
I don't think so.
He is legendary.
Footballer?
He's a legendary footballer, wide receiver. He played well, but the reason why he's known so well is after every touchdown, the dances and different things that we would do.
Yeah, I did hear
and
that.
And like trash talking and everything. That was an art in and of itself. The art of breaking down your opponents by doing moonwalking after scoring a touch.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean, nowadays, it's a little different in football. Because like you're not allowed to do things. Like, for example, as it was stated in my league's rules, you cannot flex your muscles, imitate weaponry, cannot do any form, shape of hip gyration, and no other forms of showboating.
Okay.
So like,
they got a little specific.
they got a little specific. Not gonna lie. So you can't like pretend to pull out a bow and arrow and shoot an arrow across the field,
that's very fun.
which is funny enough. But considering things that used to be done, but there's yeah. And then obviously, like, we're rounding it off, intelligence, like, there's the good old know things and profit off of it. Like, doctors are doctors because they know everything about the human body. They know how the human body works, responds, different, like...
Yeah, they know what medicines would go with what thing.
And, like, things like lawyers and judges, they know what was in history. They know the different rules, loopholes, and ways to get out of it.
Yeah, the precedents, the current laws. Yeah. Loopholes, yeah.
Yeah. What are you thinking about, like, human intelligence? You think it's come a long way?
I don't know. Since we're in, like, the society we're in, right? We don't need to have a certain threshold of intelligence to, like, survive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, we have a lot of people, but
you might think about, honestly, you could not know how to cook, do your own laundry, clean, and still live.
Yes. Other resources provided, but yeah. Exactly. So you might say it's a lot easier or whatever, and we might be getting weaker or, like, you know, mentally less we'll be less intelligent.
It's not more. It's not that we're getting less intelligent. I think that
but that's
we could have leniency with what we choose to be smart about.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's no pressure. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, despite that kind of thought process, IQ seems to be going up. Yeah. Generationally or whatever. So that's interesting.
But
so is that human evolution? Is that the test changing? I don't know.
It's I would think it's more of an easier access to.
Oh, to knowledge.
To knowledge.
And then they have
And then also not even easier access to knowledge, because to, like, learn from the knowledge, you have to be able to understand everything. It's more of an access to learning in general.
Yeah.
Because previously it was like you had to sit down with your kid, teach them the ABCs. Now what do? Turn on Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
more accessibility.
There's, like, built-in parenting, like, wherever we go.
At least teaching.
Yes, in that sense. Yeah. I mean, there are some, like, right and wrong, like, shows and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
But, like, that's not going to replace a parent.
Yeah. But anyway, yes, things are more available, so, yeah, it's interesting. But, yeah, I don't know. Modern society, technological developments have allowed us to, you know, branch out using different forms of intelligence. I definitely agree with that. It's very interesting to see how these things play out, because you see new genres of music, right, come out all the time.
Clown metal.
Bro, no, circus metal. No, yo, I'm not lying. I'm not kidding. Circus metal is fire, bro. This band.
Yeah, but you see,
I'm gonna link it in the bio. In description. Link in the description.
But look, the fact that can exist on its own.
I know. Yes.
And take off. Is
the music I was playing earlier, right? That's like electric, but it's like like witch houses are smaller. Yeah. It's like
a little almost opera, like not in the singing, but like in the music, the melody. Yeah. No, it's really, like, in a way, it's almost inspiring to see how far our ability to advance, not even intelligence itself, no, not in and of itself our ability to advance, but our ability to advance our intelligence to allow us to do these certain things really is a bit inspiring if you think about it.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to think about, and it's like a kind of exponential.
Yeah, it's true, because if you find there are people, they're finding more different ways of life to survive, and once you establish these so-called new ways of life, eventually they're going to get old. So the next generation is just going to come upon it and seek to improve it, efficiency-wise or intelligence-wise.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's almost a never-ending cycle of improvement. That is until there is, like, because it seems like an endless cycle, but we really do know that it's finite, because there's going to be only so much we could do before we hit a wall or plateau.
Yeah, I mean, the plateau might be perfection, but before we reach that, we'll probably be dead.
Oh, that is true. That's always a nice thought.
There's the finiteness of the human race. So
exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's finite.
There are certain caps on this.
There's caps on whether we as humans can develop what we want.
Yeah.
And there's finite in the nature of things.
Exactly, yes.
Like the state of the world. Because if what we're doing is making it easier to live, but in turn is destroying where we live.
Hurting the place where we live, yeah.
Then, or if some natural disaster, like, Yosemite, Yosemite is like a...
Yosemite.
Yeah, Yosemite
Yes.
is destined to explode and cover us in ash clouds.
Yeah, I think they said that's
I think
it's like a lot of years overdue. Like,
yeah,
it's supposed to be in the past.
I thought it was supposed to be like in the last 2 years. No,
I don't know.
I thought it was. I heard like Yosemite's might blow, and this is why.
They probably saw some seismic things or something.
Definitely,
like that.
without a doubt. But I'd say
Isn't that crazy?
It's a stroke of good luck. We have an atomic bomb right in the middle of the United States.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because those things can happen. This shit can happen. Like, we see, like... Because you get used to daily life. You've always lived this way, right? But then something like Corona happens.
Yeah.
And, you know, the potential becomes reality. You don't really often realize that.
Yes, but
shit can happen. Like Yosemite, right? An asteroid could hit us. I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, but honestly, I think Corona is probably one of the hardest things we've had to face in a good amount of time. Yeah. Like last 20, 30 decades. 20, 30 years.
I could be wrong here, but I think we were unprepared.
Extremely.
At least, I know on the personal level, like individually, yeah, people are unprepared because they're unprepared for change. But I'm saying, like, I think governmentally, all over the world, unprepared. But at the same time, that's stupid, right? That's folly right there, because epidemics are what do you call it?
It's a natural process.
They're gonna happen, yeah. Epidemics, new diseases rise, and nobody's immune to it, and it spreads like wildfire. These things happen.
Exactly.
You can trace it back. We had H9N9 or whatever.
Yeah, H1N1.
H1N1, yes. We have Spanish flu, all these things.
We had MERS, Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome, and
yeah.
coronavirus is related to it.
It's more related.
MERS is a coronavirus. We had SARS as well.
Exactly, I was gonna say it's related more to SARS.
There were 9 cases, 9 different types of coronavirus, which had struck humanity and like significantly before Corona had happened.
Yeah, right.
And have you read about Beijing nowadays? No. They say that there's a new strain of this COVID-19.
Oh, fuck me.
So
is it confirmed?
I'm pretty sure it is. But they said
we'll see what happens.
And think about it. But this is a coronavirus. There's like thousands of them actually.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, and they didn't become thousands just because like one popped up here, one popped here. It's all started from the same virus. They just all mutate differently. So this one is bound to mutate, just like the flu is.
Yeah, lack of foresight. I hope everybody wakes up, sort of, like, quote unquote, we get our shit together. But I don't know. Because it's not up to us.
But if you look at it, we were unprepared. Obviously from a nationwide standpoint, because the response, and to this day, to say that, you know, things are on the rise, things are getting better, is ridiculous. Because if you look at like the southern states, or the states that had reopened like 2-3 weeks ago, right now they're hitting the worst numbers.
That sucks.
And I think it was
we're probably still number 1 though, New York.
New York is actually the lowest rate of infection though, because
everybody's got it.
Well, either that or because we reacted the best. Because we shut down as best as possible.
Wait, that's true. We had some good things. We had a little bit of good things, but we're reopening right now at a rapid pace.
Exactly.
Things are going to go back.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
That's the issue. We're opening at a rapid pace.
The issue is we know what we have to do. Like, people, like,
we know what we have to do.
People are fed up. Like,
people are so used to the norm of being free to do what they want,
exactly,
that they won't do what's needed of them.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, like,
I'm guilty of this too.
Yes, I mean, to a certain extent, we all are.
Yeah, I agree.
But if you take a look at, like, let's say, New York, especially New York City, we all knew we were going to get shut down, locked down, whatever it was. There was no question about it.
Yes.
Because our government knows that we have 8 million people to go and take care of and keep alive. But if you look at a place where, like, Texas is very unregulated, government-wise. Like, even when the outbreak came out, they weren't like, you have to wear a mask. What their stance is like, okay, there is a virus. There is a pandemic going on right now. It is your responsibility yourself, like it's always been. Whether you own a gun, own a tank, or whatever you want. You have to take care of it. You have a right, you have, like, a duty to yourself and your community and your country to wear a mask, social distance and stay away from other people, or else this is going to get out of hand and people are going to die.
Yeah, I like that stance.
Yes.
I think that would be effective.
You like it, but they reopened.
Oh, that's no good.
They were hit one of the hardest hit states.
That's fine.
And then their mayors had to go and make face masks of necessity.
Oh.
Because California as well, they're also extremely regulated, just like New York City is. But they lifted off like you don't need to wear a mask, and they brought it down again that you have to.
Oh, okay.
So like there's people have an option of doing what's right and what's wrong, and if doing wrong makes it easier on them to live life, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. They want the shortcut in life. They don't want to sit in their house for 3 months while it's summertime.
Yeah, fuck. It's a tough position. I know it's a lose-lose no matter what we do because it does suck.
Yeah.
But it's an epidemic. Like this sucks.
I think it's very much a cultural thing in America because America, it's like the American dream. You do what you want. You have these freedoms. You could say what you want. You could write what you want. I mean, to a certain extent, of course. But you look at other countries, like a prime example would be South Korea.
Oh, they did a good job.
They did a phenomenal job. They've done it before with SARS, H1N1.
Oh, I didn't know.
Screening. They said...
Track and trace.
Exactly. But no, not even that. They said, we have a virus. It is going to kill people. Stay in your houses.
Oh, yeah.
Or you are going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Nobody has an issue. An essential worker goes to work, comes back. He doesn't go home. He goes to a hotel. He even goes that far to stop it from spreading to his family. And they get it shut down. They shut down completely for maybe a month. Then they let more people out, like essential workers have to be essential.
Oh, yeah.
So in that month, only essential workers are out. Then you let some more people go out. You see a spike, even the slightest one, you shut that shit down. Because it only takes one.
Yeah.
Because he touches a dog, the dog goes and licks at his owner. The owner fucking goes, like, opens a door. 10 people touch that doorknob.
Yeah.
Like, if you've ever watched the movie Contagion, bro, this is it.
Yeah, mad people were talking about that.
Yeah, no.
I saw that when it came out.
Did you see it?
I saw it when it came out, years ago.
The plotline of Contagion is exactly what's happening. A bat took a shit in a pig pen. The pig ate the shit. The pig was prepped by a cook that didn't wash his hands, shook her hands with the lady, and then she got sick, and that started the virus.
It's complete, like, not random chance, but it's up to chance, Like, there are many factors that one thing could have been different, and then there was one that happened. You know
true.
what I mean?
But also, Contagion was based off of a true event.
Yeah, no, that sounds plausible. Yeah,
it's based off of a real thing.
All right.
It's not plausible. It's true.
Yeah.
It was a small case of virus. I don't remember what it was called, but it was in some little town. It infected about 100,000. They quarantined and they got rid of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And that's how it started. A bat went to a pig, and a pig got eaten, and blah, blah, blah.
Like, yeah. No, I was just saying, like, it's like so many things go into it, and it's very unlikely that a new disease arises, but, we have so many organisms on the planet that, it's bound to happen. Mm-hmm. Like, and at a certain pace, like, I think that you can predict it, like, every so many years, there'll be a little outbreak of something new. That's because this is how evolution works, right? Like, viruses go through evolution too. Bacteria goes through evolution. So new diseases are going to arise. You can't just be like... you can't just be unprepared.
Funnily enough, I'm surprised that more diseases have not risen. Because how in the United States, the level of sickness that you have to get antibiotics nowadays? Like, you have to have confirmed strep throat or have some type of infection going on.
Well, that might be good, though, because you don't want to create resistance.
Exactly. Do you know what's going on in India?
No.
You just buy it over the counter.
Fuck. Yeah, that's a problem.
And there have been superbugs created, essentially completely antibiotic.
Explain what a superbug is.
A superbug is this is probably the easiest way. So, hand sanitizer, I hate using it.
I know, me too. Yeah, stay away from it.
You wash your hands.
Yeah, I agree.
Why? Because hand sanitizer, when it says kills 99.9% of germs, it means 99.9% of germs. That 0.1% of germs does not get killed, is resistant to the hand sanitizer, and then multiplies.
Yeah, because now think about it. It has no competition because now your hands or whatever are free real estate.
It's not even that. It's that the virus, which is resistant, survives.
Yeah, and then it has no competitors. Yeah,
it doesn't need a competitor. It will exist, competitor or no competitor. It's just...
No, but now I'm saying it multiplies more. Like you have more...
Yes. In a sense.
It propagates more.
Yeah,
it has more resources.
Because it doesn't need more resources.
I know.
Because the cells divide, the bacteria divides on its own.
Yeah, of course, but if it's 0.1% of the population, like it was, then that's different than 100%.
0.1 of our population is autistic.
I understand that.
Yeah, so it's just a gene mutation within the same exact population.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now new populations has been created.
But the new population is completely made out of that 0.1%, which is resistant.
Yeah, we agree here.
Oh, okay.
It seems like we're arguing.
I think we're agreeing. I'm just a little lost as to what he's saying. We're not arguing.
Never mind.
But yeah, so that's what's happening with pathogens which could kill people. They're trying to use trying to use antibiotics to wipe it out. Ends up happening is one or two of these bacteria have a resistant gene, and then they multiply and they become the dominant population of that bacteria. And until we find stronger antibiotics or some type of way to treat it, then there is no cure for these so-called superbugs.
Yeah.
And there has already been one major one that swept through India.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That's also like, we might have a better thing people-wise in America, like having a high threshold for prescribing them. I don't know if that's true, but even if we do have that, that's good. They do put a lot of it in the food supply, like when they're growing food for pigs or whatever.
Yeah.
They'll give them antibiotics in the food even if they're not sick, just because they're trying to maximize profits, have enough pigs or whatever livestock to survive, so that they can sell them, right? But that creates a superbug amongst them, and then if that can do the species jump to us, right? That's a major problem. But
I mean that a good amount of diseases do come from animals, which are transferred to humans.
Yes.
But to think about there's a difference between jumping from animals to humans, from plants to humans. Because you're talking about the food getting the antibiotics, correct?
I think what it is that they put it in the food
so
the pigs eat it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it is.
Yes. All right. Well.
But yeah, you're right.
Okay, but like I was saying, if we start feeding antibiotics to plants,
they have different different diseases. So
we don't have to worry about the plants' diseases. What we need to worry about of feeding plants antibiotics is plant diseases wiping out an entire type of
crops. Yeah.
Like potato famine.
Exactly. Yes.
But like on a more modern scale, because we had a solution to the potato famine.
We did?
Yeah, let it run out.
Oh.
And then eventually something came along.
Yes.
But we don't have a solution for some new superbug of plant, which is going to kill all the corn in America.
Right, exactly. Because you can't use antibiotics on it. Some of these become resistant to multiple antibiotics. And it's not like we're going to easily find a new antibiotic.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Essentially, the way that we would probably end up curing something like a plague against all our crops is we have to isolate a crop, breed it, then we have to breed it again, spray it with the plague or whatever it is. Then if it dies, we have to keep breeding until some mutation occurs that allows the plant to survive. But the thing is,
that's one way. That's like at the beginning. Once we have more a lot of research, then you'll know what proteins or whatever the virus attaches to, and we can
we mapped out our genome.
Yeah.
The human genome has completely been mapped out. We started off, it took, I think, 13 years. We started in the 90s.
That's extremely fast.
Yeah.
Because they didn't expect, I think, the amount of participants.
Yeah, exactly. But, so, we have a good understanding of what happens to us. We could see what's different and what we need to fix. But to find the genome of every living organism so we can know what to fix, and then finding those fixes.
The problem is, yeah, no, exactly, yeah, other organisms that could be getting viruses, but the problem is we also need to look into the virus, and that takes a lot of time to create an effective vaccine. You know what I'm saying? Because the vaccine's like 1 year for a vaccine is very quick. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it takes a lot of time, even if we know the human stuff.
And it's not going to be 1 year because...
Yeah, I agree.
Even after, let's say 1 year goes by, you create the vaccine. Yes, you have the vaccine. You know it kills the virus. But what else does it do to the human body?
Yeah, exactly. Trials, tests, you got to go.
Unless someone goes on, like, a volunteer list, like, you may die. You have to know this. Sign this waiver. You are going to get the treatment. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so apparently it's not as easy as we learned in like elementary school or whatever. Like vaccines, you learn that it's like a dead or weakened weakened version of the virus. But I guess it's not that easy.
No, it's much more difficult. And even if we start testing with like a different animal, like even if it's like 99%, like like a chimpanzee.
Yeah, I think they're like
that.
I think they're 99.
That 1%. Look at chimps and look at us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like we're hairy. We got 4 like we're primates, but it's a completely different league.
Yeah.
We have way more different things to worry about. So when you look at it, the odds are against us, but we somehow pull through, right?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean we gotta see what happens, but we won't all be dying.
No, but if you, I know that a lot of places are reopening and everything. Yeah. But like the virus is still here and everything.
Yeah, no.
Like if you keep up with the kill count, like I looked what was it, like 3 weeks ago? It was okay. The U.S. is topping 100,000 deaths. Then a week later, 110 deaths. Another week, 120. Next week, you're going to see 130. And I highly doubt that you won't. I mean, it's still knocking out 10,000 people, like, every single week. And I know, like, okay, we have 300-something million, 400 million people.
I think it's like 314.
What do you mean?
I think it's like 314 million or something like that. Was it closer to 380 or something?
300 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying 314.
3.8.
Is it? Wait, I don't know. It's 3 something though.
Yeah.
300.
I mean, like probably next census will be over 400 million.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because last census we were about like 380.
Oh, okay. That's what I was asking.
So we're definitely above 4. Okay. And I know in comparison, the 120,000 deaths, like, compared to 400 million, it's not a lot, but, like, you understand that.
Oh, no, of course. Yeah, of course.
But if you look at it, that's a number of, like, I don't know, like a war conflict.
Yeah. No, of course. Yeah, and if you let it, like, let's just say everything's open like it was before.
Yeah.
Like, before anything, and let it rip through the population, then it's 1% of that, even if it's just 300 million, it's 1% of that, so it's going to be 3 million, right?
Yeah.
So that's still, that's so many people, right? And, so it's a lot of people still.
And, like, you got to think about also,
Wait, hold on, so that number, though, those numbers, when they're saying, because this is what I've been hearing, like, sometimes the hospitals, they need more money or whatever, so when people are dying of other things, they say
they just say it's coronavirus.
Yeah. So these numbers could be wrong, but also it could be an underestimate.
Wrong, but it could be also underestimate. We also could have
exactly
the amount of like homeless or like unaccounted for people in the United States.
Yes, some people don't know they have it.
We don't have that number.
Yeah,
and then also we have possibly missed like diagnosis of coronavirus, and also it's not necessarily that they didn't have coronavirus, but they died of
something else.
Of something caused by it. Because the leading case of reason why people die from coronavirus is pneumonia.
Is pneumonia, okay.
Yeah. Pneumonia is not coronavirus.
Right.
Pneumonia is killing them because the coronavirus leaves them vulnerable. It's almost like AIDS or HIV, where it like knocks out your immune system and allows other things to take you down.
Interestingly, HIV came from... They think it came from chimpanzee, like simian immunodeficiency virus.
Yes.
That's really
that's exactly right.
I like the it's like the Hunter cut theory or something like that. Cut Hunter theory. It's where he was it's like
he was hunting. He got a cut. Was it like an ape?
The idea is he hunted an ape like a chimp, right? I think it was chimps for sure, but they hunted a chimp. Then while he was cutting the meat or something like that, if he cuts his finger and blood mixes, then let's just say that the virus that was in that chimp just had the right thing, the right protein to match with the humans, because chimps and humans are very similar.
We're not too far off.
Yeah, so that could make sense where it spread like that, or it spread in him and just didn't hurt him. But then, it can evolve over time. And then the one that was human, like worked for humans, that one sticked.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean,
that's very interesting.
That was one way that people think of it.
There's one idea.
And the other idea is someone went and banged an ape.
Yes, I saw that too. I think that's very unlikely.
But if you think about it, how does HIV spread?
Yes,
sexually.
But also spreads through the blood contact like that one.
True, but okay, actually, you make a fair point.
I like the blood contact because I feel like people are more inclined to cut the apes up rather than fuck them. So
you're right, but then again, we humans are an interesting bunch. No,
that's true. Yeah. Yo, leave in a comment what you think happened. What do you think happened, guys?
Did we get AIDS from fucking apes, or did we get AIDS from hunting them? No, but yeah.
I think one guy was cured of HIV because of blood transfusion when it was caught early on.
Yeah.
I think it's only one guy ever.
Yeah, but
that's not practical. But that's very interesting.
That's not practical, but nowadays there are ways.
That's insane, though.
There's medication where you could live with and not transmit.
Yes. I think there's also things you take if you think you might be getting it. There's I think it's PrEP, like the PrEP.
Yes.
You get on PrEP, and then the way that works is interesting. It's like because we don't have like a super effective treatment against HIV, but the thing is you mix a lot of ones together and then that becomes effective.
The cocktail.
Yes.
The cocktail. I've read about
That's interesting,
this.
Right?
Because it is interesting.
It affects the virus at different stages. Like one inhibits in certain places and the other ones. So if it's not that effective, then the combination.
Yeah, that's true.
That's really cool.
Yeah, no, but sometimes you just
very expensive, I think.
Sometimes you just gotta take a big old fruit bowl punch of
drugs
and just pour it in your body.
Yeah.
No, but it's fascinating stuff. This is why I like biology. Like,
yeah, I know. Me too.
Because it like as much as like I have to memorize half of a textbook for every single of my tests. There's so much of it where you could just think about it logically, think about it with other scientists like chemistry, like bonds, physics, about how like the body and things work, like adhesion. You know, adhesion and cohesion is probably one of the most important facets to us being alive, because it allows plants to.
What's addition? Was it adhesion and cohesion? I feel like I know what it is, but I feel like it's the same thing.
When polar molecules pull up polar molecules, even if it's upwards. So, like, if you have like a thin tube, and let's say the glass is polar. Water is also a polar element or molecule. So the polar tube pulls the water up the tube with no energy exerted. It's just a natural process. It happens in our bodies without capillaries.
I thought that was the thing where no energy was required. It's just like...
Oh, you mean passive transport?
Yes. I thought it was a type of transport.
No, that's through membranes. This is flowing through a tube. So like
flowing through a tube.
Yeah. So I understand passive membrane.
Wait, in our body, is that like... That's not like veins,
It's veins.
That's like veins?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, we have... Okay. So our veins and arteries, they are powered by our heart.
Yeah.
But it's some places where blood is just
like you said, the capillaries? Like
capillaries.
Oh.
It just moves passively.
Okay, alright, okay.
Through the power of adhesion and cohesion.
Okay, alright.
So that helps us live, but even more, plants use it. You know how roots are in the very bottom of the plant?
Oh, yeah.
So it absorbs water through the roots, and adhesion and cohesion pulls it all the way up to the top of the tree.
Yo, leave in the comments if you know the difference between adhesion and cohesion.
Fuck you.
we need some comments,
bro. Okay.
Yo, leave a comment.
Comments are good for the algorithm. No.
Yeah. Yo, leave a like if you like adhesion. Leave a dislike if you like cohesion. Fuck it, bro.
No.
Let's get
comment for cohesion, like for adhesion.
Yo, yes.
Yeah, no. Cohesion is pulling. Adhesion is down.
Let's leave that up to the viewers.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Let's leave it up to the viewers. But yeah.
I thought an adhesive sticks things together.
Yeah.
But I guess that's in colloquial.
Yeah, no, it's a little different.
Yeah, that's different.
Because, like, you know, same things have different meanings in different contexts.
Like, I think the word run is the word with the most definitions in English.
Really?
Yeah, run. Because let's think about it. I think
we go for a run. Run
a company. Something's running, like it's on like a refrigerator.
Yeah, like run the tap.
Yes. Then
like
also
fridge.
In the chickens they have a run. That's the thing.
What's that? I don't know about no running chickens.
Yeah. They have a run. That's what it's called. Part of the thing.
Part of their body.
Part of the coop, I think. No. Part of that system.
Oh wait, so is that where the eggs? Like they.
No. The ones we have in the backyard, we don't have that.
Oh wait, so you have runs?
Yeah, it's a run. Yeah, oh. I think it's the thing that goes like this, but I'm not sure.
Right.
But it's a part of the coop or something like that. But anyway, yeah, that what's some other definitions? I think it has 9 or some shit like that. 8, 7.
Like runny. Like that's just an adjective though.
Yeah. Yo, leave in the comments different sentences with the word run in it.
But yeah, no, there's a lot to learn about, you know.
That's it, guys. Our advice is read a textbook.
Read the bio textbook.
Yeah.
Actually, don't. Most of them aren't that good.
There are some good bio books though. Richard Dawkins get The Blind Watchmaker. I like that book. It's about evolution. Breaks it down very easily. It's like natural selection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is it like recent?
No, I think it's a couple of years, maybe 10.
Oh, well.
But he's an evolutionary biologist.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, like, everybody knows, like, our daddy, Darwin. But like,
yeah.
But, like, this is recent work. So it's going to be more modern.
Yeah, more recent. Oh, yeah. It's definitely broken down so that a layman can really understand it. And I think it's a really good read. He's a good writer. But, yeah, Selfish Gene, that's also by him. You know, I don't know. Get some biology books, guys.
Yeah, get some biology books. Biology's great. It's what makes you alive.
I don't know how this became the biology podcast.
I mean,
but
I think it was coronavirus, but you know.
Oh yeah.
It was fun, bro.
Yeah, comment if it was fun, guys.
It was fun. It was a fun little rabbit hole. No?
All right, say bye to everybody.
Take care, everyone. Allison Bergers here.